Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Was Trained by Shao Kahn. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto had a different dimensional being sealed inside of him, and enjoy that over in Anime King 2. And also, over in Anime King 3, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the Ultimate Saiyan, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new, yes, you heard that correctly, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King 2, and Making 3, which I post 25 every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? So, the last spot we left off, as Naruto was asking Kakashi for some training, but the man turned Naruto down in favor of Sasuke. As Naruto lost his cool, he lost it. All of the anger, all of the hatred that he has been holding back came out. As he cursed at Kakashi, he cursed at everything. This village, Sakura, Sasuke, he cursed everything out. He was furious, he was angry, he was downright mad. As Naruto also knew who his father was. He had found out about it a long time in the scroll, but he wanted to see if Hiruzen or anyone would tell him about it, but they did not. And after what his father did for this village, he was pissed off. Some of the Jonins had a bet on Ned saved by Reptile. As it was that Raiden saw everything as he pleaded with the other gods. It turns out that the Sage of Sixth Path was the son of Shao Kahn, and Naruto was his descendant, as the blood of a demon flowed inside of him. As they could not allow that to happen, well, Raiden did not want it, but if the gods were to intervene, that meant the mortal plane for the realms to fight against each other, so they could not intervene. As Naruto was taken, as Reptile explained everything to Shao Kahn, who was furious about this, as he couldn't believe that his blood running in his child as well. When Naruto woke up, he explained to Naruto as he had dived into Naruto's mind, as he had saw Raiden, who told Hokage to limit Naruto because of the blood that was here was 1 year, and in the Elemental Nation was just 1 month, as that would be enough time to train Naruto to get him ready for the upcoming fight. So with that, Naruto trained for the entire year, as it was hard and grueling, but yet he survived it all. As the time finally came, as Sakura was saying bad things, well, she didn't believe that Naruto was anywhere near stronger to defeat Sasuke or defeat anyone that was strong as Sasuke. Ino was getting really pissed off at how much she put down Naruto. Well, he always took it and he never fight back, so she always put him down, and she was getting worse with her fangirl's tendencies. But when Naruto arrived, he was a total different being entirely. Because of who he was and the blood, he could not be stopped from traveling through the worlds, as Raiden did not like this one bit. But there was nothing he could do about it. The other gods forbade him to do so. As Naruto emerged, as he was different, he had grown taller. And not at Naruto. He even hit Naruto with his 64 palms, but he was unable to close Naruto points. As Naruto was getting bored, shocking everyone by his statement, as he decided to finally go on the offensive as he dropped into a stance. It was his time to fight back, as Neji prepared himself. Well, he was going to like this one bit. So yeah guys, so basically that's what left off. You guys can switch across to the place and check it for yourself, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was the Ultimate Saiyan, and enjoy that guys over in Anime King 3. And over in Anime King 2, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto had a different dimensional being sealed inside of him. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And remember, if you're new, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family, and thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado, but he had no time to react as Naruto appeared in front of him so fast, as Naruto's fist slammed into his chin, as Neji was thrown in the air, but his body did not launch for too far as Naruto grabbed his ankle. and brought him down. As Neji's face hit the ground so hard, the ground cracked. Many in the crowd cringed at the violent way that Neji was slammed. As Naruto lifted Neji out by the back of his head, as he turned him, Naruto then started to repeatedly punch him in the stomach. Many of the viewers started to cringe after every hit. The impact of each hit echoed across the stadium. You could literally hear Neji's ribs breaking and cracking. Finally, after the 30th punch to the sternum, Naruto threw Neji a red energy surrounded Naruto as he moved. As he delivered a brutal kick to Neji's stomach, Neji was sent sailing as he crashed into the wall, as he coughed up a large amount of blood. In the Kage's boot. That's a rather brutal genin that you have here, Okaidano. I must say his ruthlessness fighting ability his rival, that of Gaara, said the Kazekage as he watched the boy. Since when has a Kyuubi child become this powerful? I just might have to dispose of him before he becomes a thorn in my side, thought Orochimaru. As he saw the brutality that Naruto unleashed on the Hyuga boy. Hiruzen on the other hand was dumbfounded, as he did not understand. Naruto was never like this, thought Orochimaru. Did Jiraiya train the boy? Or was it because of me tampering with the seal? Orochimaru thought to himself as he did not know what turned the boy into this brutal machine. As Hiruzen was confused, if that was the Kyuubi chakra that he was using, Naruto seemed to have complete control over it, but that shouldn't be possible. What has happened to you this past month, my boy? Thought Hiruzen, as he watched Naruto. Up in the stands, Choji barfed after witnessing that brutal display. As Shikamaru stood there shocked, no one could tell if Shino was disturbed or not, but if you look really close you could see sweat dripping on his forehead. The rest of the Genins, except for Hinata who was still unconscious, was stunned into complete silence. My god, Asuma said, as that wrapped up what the other Jonins and Chunins were thinking. Well, except for one, I think I'm in love, said Anko as she had hearts in her eyes, at all the blood that Naruto had spilled, and how brutal he was. That was one of the most brutal and sadistic things that she has seen in a very long time, and she absolutely loved bloody and sadistic things. As Hanabi had tears in her eyes, as she looked down towards Neji. She had just seen someone she viewed as an older brother, beaten down to a bloody pulp, and she was just 10 years old. This scene has traumatized her a bit. No, she said, as he watched Neji forcefully trying to stand up but he was coughing up too much blood. As Genma was wondering should he stop the match right now, but despite everything, Neji got back to his feet and in hell, dead last, said Neji, as he coughed. I'm not just gonna give up because of a few shattered ribs. It is fate. Fate has decided I will win this match, Neji said weakly. While I commend you on your resolve, which is a thing I don't give lightly, I have things to do, and a certain Uchiha to demolish, said Naruto. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna end this right now, said Naruto, as he flipped through a file. Fireball Jutsu, a beach ball size of fire, was shot straight as he deflected the fireball with his rotation. Many of the members were shocked to see that Neji still had enough chakra to pull off a jutsu like that, but the Hyuga clan was shocked as well. How often do you witness a member of the branch side pull off a main member technique? They were very surprised, none more so than Hayashi. Neji, you have come along far without help from anyone, especially me. What kind of uncle am I that I can't even help out my own nephew? As he looked at the child of his deceased brother. Impressive, said Naruto, that you can still perform techniques even after the state I put you in. But my apologies. There's people much stronger that I have to fight, and you're just wasting my time, said Naruto. The same red energy flooded Naruto. As Neji blinked, as Naruto was behind him, one backhand to the face, Neji was slammed viciously on the ground as he was knocked out cold. As Genma stepped in this time. Winner, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto walked over to Neji and picked him up. The stretcher came over as Naruto put him on it. This act of selflessness gained him a few reluctant applause, before it increased into a thunderous show of clapping. He actually won, Ino said in surprise. Sakura was completely silent. Naruto won? As Sakura glanced at the new, no, he didn't feel as humiliated as he felt when he had lost to Naruto. As for Hinata, she was still unconscious. Hey, what do you think? Said Katetsu. Well, I think that Neji at least deserves a promotion for being able to stand after taking such a brutal beating. As for Naruto, we might as well just hand him his Chunin vest now, said Izumo. Chunin? Huh, Asuma said. That kid just dominated a fight against one of Konoha progeny from the strongest clan Genin for a couple of months. Shit, they might as well give this kid his Jonin vest right now, Asuma said, as he was in total shock. As everyone already knew that he would be promoted to Chunin, from what they have seen. But they couldn't wait to see what he would do in the Jonin exams, because it wouldn't take this kid long to be promoted to that level. With the Hyugas, Hanabi was happy. Happy that Neji was being brought to the hospital, that he wouldn't have to be beaten. As for Hayashi, he noticed some of the older members were looking towards Naruto with curiosity. He knew exactly what they were thinking. They were trying to get Naruto somehow into their clan, so they could obtain that power to further increase the Hyuga strength. This was a common thing for them, always trying to find ways to increase their strength. And the main person that they'd want to put is his daughters on the line to marry the boy, but that would not happen, as he needed to get the clan fully under his control, and that meant no birdcage seal, something that he was against from a long time now. And he also needed to speak with his nephew. As Naruto made his way up to the box, everyone looked at him shocked. Temari was surprised as she looked at him as well. He was different, no longer the loudmouth idiot that she had saw. And his body. Damn. Naruto, how the hell do you get so strong, said Shikamaru. Naruto motioned for them to come closer, and they did. The answer to that is quite simple. None of your goddamn business, he yelled, as they all fell down in shock. Troublesome blonde, muttered Shikamaru as he got to his feet. Well, I wouldn't be me if I wasn't troublesome, said Naruto. As the next match was about to begin, Sasuke. Hokage-sama, perhaps you should wait and postpone the match until later. The people did come to see the boy and my son participate in this spectacle. Many of them would be quite upset to not see him take part. As Hiruzen thought it over, very well in the spirit of competition, and to allow our two villages to show further good relationship, I will postpone the match. As Naruto frowned when he heard, as he clenched his fist, if I had been 1 second late, said Temari. As Naruto's eyes snapped on her, as he looked her up and down. Why is he looking at me like that, she thought. Because I'm a Jinchuriki, like him, the Kyuubi, said Naruto, as he set his eyes on Gaara. Gaara seemed to frown. People hoped that he would lose. I was wondering why they were so against you. I'm not surprised. Oh, this can be solved rather easy. I'll just forfeit, he thought. The next thing he knew, his feet leave the ground. What the hell? As he was thrown out of the box. You can thank me later, said Naruto. As Shikamaru glanced up. Troublesome blonde, he said, as he hit the ground. Why was it always the blonde? That blonde over there from the sand, Ino, and no Naruto. Damn it! As Genma began the match, Shikamaru picked himself up. I'm gonna end this in one move, she said, as she moved forward. As Shikamaru decided to run away, as he kept on seeing his father running in his place and his mother chasing after him with one of her ladles when she was in a mood. So this is what you go through all the time, Dad, Shikamaru said. This has given me a new fond respect for you, he said, as he tried to run away from her, as he tripped on a rock. Holy shit, as he fell. He looked up as he saw Temari. Take this! Bang! As with his last breath he muttered his favorite word, troublesome, as he fell unconscious. Winner, Temari of the Sand. Genma was surprised that the boy was still alive after being hit directly by that fan. With Sasuke, as Temari came up in the box, as Naruto saw her looking at him. Is there something you want to ask me? Well, I promised myself when I won, I would talk to you about the date, she said. She looked him over. As Naruto's eyes seemed to study her for a long moment, she was something he asked. As she was trying to tease him, and she was a bit serious as well, but she never expected this reaction out of him. He has surely changed into someone completely different, and it was actually turning her on. Well, I think dignitaries and daimyos watching, as many people were angry for the Uchiha not showing up, as people were starting to suspect that something happened to the boy. As his time was up, Sasuke Uchiha, as Gaara made his way back down, hoping that they were not wasting his time once again. As Gaara stood there with a smile on his face. Despite your power, you will prove my existence. As Naruto raised the eyebrow. But the fight was interrupted as Sasuke finally arrived, with Kakashi Hatake behind him, in a swirl of leaf. Compared to Naruto's entrance, it was kind of bland. Are we too late? Kakashi asked, with an eye smile. Not just late. The Uchiha match was postponed, and yet you still didn't arrive, and now, someone, well, At least that loser of mine teammate did not advance against his match with Neji. As laughter could be heard, Sasuke glanced towards the helmet figure, as he wondered who the hell was that. Kakashi narrowed his eyes. Well, if you had made a bet, you'd be losing, Uchiha. Neji fell by my hands, and quite painfully. Naruto? Said Kakashi, completely shocked to what he saw. What? You're not Naruto, said Sasuke, as he didn't know who this person was. What is this, some sort of illusion? Well then, said Naruto as he spread his arms. Why don't you have a go? I'll show you, dope, Sasuke said Naruto. Your strength, what little you had in your possession has failed you, and you are nowhere close to my league. Shut up, dope. I don't care where you got this new power from. I will always be better than you, loser. And this village will always love me over your worthless self. My hand has more value than your whole body, Sasuke said, as he smirked. Is that so? Said Naruto. 100%, Sasuke said. Then let's test that theory. As Sasuke was thrown, boom, he exploded right through the stadium wall. Sasuke, said Kakashi. As Kakashi turned, it looks like you were wrong about me being weak and pathetic, Hatake. What was it that you said to me? You didn't want to risk your reputation on teaching a no talented person like me, that I would lose to Neji Hyuga, and I was not worth your time. But look at me now, I'm in the last match. I crushed my enemy without your pathetic help, and after today, I would no longer need any of your pathetic excuse for training, said Naruto. You will still need your Jonin sensei. Him, said Naruto, as he glanced up towards Hiruzen. He may proclaim to be some kind of dragon with his title, but that man is just a toothless worm, said Naruto. As that surprised everyone, Kakashi was shocked. Naruto, how dare you disrespect the Hokage like that? I'm gonna do more than just disrespect the old man on a verbal level, Hatake. I'm gonna show my power to these weak, pathetic fools in Konoha, and when I do, they will be the one fearing me, not the other way around. As Naruto said that, feathers started to fall. Feathers were falling over the stadium. Gaara, Haruka, said Temari. As Naruto saw them moving, now see what this new talented shinobi can do, Hatake, said Naruto. Gaara's shoulder. Gaara, Temari cried out. Gaara blinked in shock as he felt pain. My blood? My blood! He two eyes, he flashed around crazily. Conqueror released his puppets, but they were shredded as Naruto appeared in front of him and drive a fist in his nose. He was thrown like a toy. You need to get Gaara out of here, said Maki, as Temari nodded as she helped Gaara. Are you cure of him? Because he's a weapon. What does it matter to you? You're a Jinchuriki too. The Sand knew about you before this happened. Why do you think the Kazekage decided to strike out against Konoha? He knew that you were weak. You were not as powerful. You could not or trained to do so. Well, your Kazekage was right about one thing. Konoha was foolish for their efforts to keep me under their thumb. Of that much, you're correct. But I am far from weak, and this world will soon understand that fact. As Naruto appeared in front of the man, Baki was shocked as Naruto slapped him in the throat. Baki gasped. Naruto glanced up towards the Kage's boot. In the stands, the Konoha ninjas were fighting the Sound and Sand ninjas. As Naruto stepped aside and allowed Temari to escape with Gaara, Beck student exams efforts at Anko as she slaughtered two Sand Shinobis as she threw a cone as it pierced right through the skull of a Sound Shinobi. Anko, Kurenai said, as she shook her head at Special Jonin, taste for violence. What? This is what it's all about, Kurichan. The fighting, the killing, the surviving to see another day. As the both of them heard a roar, they looked up to see Naruto Uzumaki as he had the Wrath Hammer in his hand. There was a dragon symbol on each side. It was a massive hammer as it came down. The both of them leaped away as Naruto's hammer crashed, as it caused a massive amount of damage. Hey, you asshole! You almost got us, Uncle shouted. The head of a Sand Shinobi was taken off. That's not the point, Uncle said, as she took them down. When she finally reached Naruto, he was surrounded by bodies that were squelched and destroyed. No, said Naruto. The point is that you saw me heading your way. You dodged, you survived, and you look sexy killing these weak fools. As he moved, spikes emerged from his armor as it ripped right through the Shinobis. As Uncle watched him, he's a violent asshole who is causing bodily harm to anyone that is, said Kurenai, seeing that her best friend has something else to say. And I want him so badly right now, she said. Uncle, there's no time for something like that. Remember, we're defending Konoha. Out of my way, said Naruto, as he slaughtered several shinobis. As Asuma watched Naruto move past, he was like a being of unstoppable force. As Tenten looked towards his wrath hammer, where did he even get that? As Naruto slaughtered everyone in his path until he arrived towards the Kage's booth, as he jumped to the roof to see the massive barrier. As there was 4 people there at each corner. What are you doing here? The Leaf Envoy said, as it was the captain that turned towards Naruto. Doing your job, you pathetic weakness, as Orochimaru was smirking. Until Naruto came in his sight of view. You, Orochimaru said. What? Were you expecting one of the Elder Gods? Said Naruto. As he pulled his hammer back, Orochimaru simply chuckled. Do you really think that the man will battle? My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and I specialize in doing the impossible. It ripped right through his head, as the thing then started to burn as it destroyed the talisman. His body turned to ash, revealing the Sound Ninjas underneath. What did you do? Orochimaru said. For a supposed genius, you really are dumb, said Naruto. As he did the same thing, left him more taken aback. Don't thank me, said Naruto. You and I are gonna have a long talk about your actions regarding what you did to me, old man. Make no mistakes about that. As Naruto was angry, Orochimaru realized the envoy was getting near and hears that now his puppies were gone. Drop the barrier. We're retreating, he said. Oh, you think you are, said Naruto as he spun and threw the right hammer. Orochimaru cried as things struck him in the back. Orochimaru saw him on the Sound Force said. As Naruto glanced towards one of the Sound Four, he had extra limbs. It reminded him of the Shokin, but he wasn't related to them in any way possible. The Sound Four tried to get in Naruto's way, but the envoys stopped them. As Naruto leaped, as he landed in front of a downed Sannin, Orochimaru was on the ground writhing in pain. The moment Naruto was close enough, he snapped his head towards the blonde and fired a blade from his throat. Damn blonde! But Naruto dodged past the blade with immense speed as he gripped Orochimaru by the face. Orochimaru tried to pry his hand off, but Naruto's grip was deadlocked off, ripping people's soul. As that is exactly what Naruto did. Orochimaru screamed in agonizing pain as Naruto started to yank. Those watching the event unfold was shocked. The sand Konoha the sound as they watched as Naruto was ripping Orochimaru's soul out as the soul flooded in Naruto. This was a different death than Orochimaru would ever expect, as the curse marks on Orochimaru's bodyguards started to fade away at Naruto consuming his soul. Even Anko was shocked as the mark started to burn away as Naruto reached down as he pulled out the Kusanagi blade from Orochimaru as he looked at it. Nice. Orochimaru, my old student, hears it. Despite everything the Snake Sannin done, despite even attacking Konoha, the man still seemed to care just a slight bit. Pathetic, said Naruto. Naruto, show your respect for the dead. You can at least do that, Hiruzen said, as Naruto laughed at him. Me? Show respect for the likes of him? Oh, just like how you show respect for my father's dying wish. Hiruzen was shocked. How did you find out, he said. BAM! As Hiruzen was caught off guard. He was already weakened from his fight, and Naruto just appeared in his guard and slamming a fist in his face took him out of it a bit. As Naruto gripped the old man by his throat, his eyes burning with rage. This pathetic village and his arrogance had fought tooth and nail to keep me under control and deny what is rightfully mine, you old fool! As he threw the old man to the wall, as it broke. It was for the good of the village. The world needed to be protected from the child of prophecy. It's the reason why the elder gods. As Naruto was walking towards the old man, as Naruto was surrounded in that instant, Anbu's flank. Stop! This is getting out of hand. Who the hell are you to command me? Said Naruto, as he turned towards him. I'm Jiraiya, the Toad Sannin, and your godfather. As Naruto started to laugh, he laughed like he was losing his goddamn mind. As everyone looked at him like, enough that you old man. It wasn't enough that he took away my heritage, but you abandoned me and now you return, after all these years, to come to support for my spy network. Oh, so it seems like you were being deceived as well. You did this all for a man that you barely even know, that just appeared one night. Because he called himself a god, said Naruto as he looked towards Hiruzen. Whatever he told you was a complete lie, said Naruto as he looked towards Jiraiya. Sensei, What's going on? You told me that he was loved or enemies. Loved? Protected? There's only a handful of people that I can count on my one hand who has shown me those kind of things, but the rest of them, they treat me like scum. Worm. Because of him, said Naruto as he pointed the wrath hammer towards the third. We can speak about this later, Naruto, but I can't let you kill him. The invasion is over. I took down Gaara and his siblings are being detained at the moment. As Naruto looked down towards the old man, who was still badly weakened, and not to mention after the distraction that he got from Naruto. We will settle this another time, old man. Consider this a small beating from the fury I will unleash on you another time. Now, there are some pets I have to remove from my village, said Naruto, as Naruto moved off towards the outer walls. As Hiruzen tried to get up, but his body was too weakened to do so. And negotiations were being made with Kankuro, while Jiraiya was helping Gaara with his seal to fix it, for him to be more stable so that he could sleep. There were those in Konoha who was completely against this new alliance treaty, as they felt in everything that the Wind Daimyo was bleeding them dry, and would not change his mind in giving them no missions, except he gave them all over to Konoha. Orochimaru lies whispering into the Kazekage's ear, as the man agreed, but he was killed. When he was digging through some papers that he saw, the Kazekage sent a message to the acting Hokage, saying that Hiruzen's injuries were bad, and his sensei declined in health. Perhaps it was a stress of the whole thing. But to Jiraiya's surprise, Hiruzen seemed to ignore the message. There was no message sent towards the feudal lord. As Hiruzen saw that the Saiyan was getting stronger, with Gaara becoming more stronger and being able to use the beast power inside of him. But Naruto on the other hand had no control, because of the limiter set to make him not that strong. So to keep the Saiyan at a stable level, he decided to not intervene with the actions that were being taken. And so the Saiyan suffered, paid the siblings a visit. Jiraiya did not know what they said to him or what he said to them, because when he arrived there, the guards were all beaten and bloody on the ground, as he had tried to stop him. Regardless, speaking of Naruto, Jiraiya was angry. The boy was treated like a virus in the village, like a pest that should be eradicated, as he couldn't believe his sensei allowed this to happen. This elder god Raiden, giving him this prophecy, and not to mention the council, as Hiruzen just rolled over and allowed all of this to happen to the boy, as he could understand why the boy was so angry. But to the path that Naruto was going down, Jiraiya remembered the prophecy from the elder Toad, that the world will be destroyed by the rising child of prophecy. And the way he saw Naruto going down right now, he believed that Naruto would be the one to destroy the world, destroy the entire shinobi system. Though to himself, as he wondered how he could make this right for his godson. He could not be permanent Hokage because of his spine work, as he had to constantly move around. A sensei no longer had the strength for it. After the verbal lashing and the beating, everything was just so much for the man. His old boulder from all this work, as Jiraiya could only picture the man. As Hiruzen had confessed everything, what he chose to do back then, Raiden visiting him. Naruto was a Kyuubi Jinchuriki. He had to be kept in a tight leash, just in case they stole him. The boy's life does not outweigh the village, especially the entire world, and soon enough you will come to understand that. But Jiraiya believed that it was their fault. They were the reason why Naruto had become this way. If Hiruzen had paid closer attention to the boy and not allowed these things to happen, he wouldn't have resented them so much. As Jiraiya was confused why Naruto was still in the village, from the way he thought, the way he moved, the way he go about things. As for Naruto, his home was destroyed after the events that took place. This was not done by the enemy that came in Konoha, it was done by the people of the village. They did not understand he was a completely different person, and by destroying his house, that would not stop him. Things were gonna change, and he was gonna show that to them. As he had went around the village, as he found the ones that destroyed his home, as they were celebrating in a bar. Well, when he stepped out of that bar, he left a massacre inside. Several shinobis arrived to capture him and imprison him. As he told them to come, they were hesitant to engage him in battle, as he laughed at their cowardice before leaving. But Naruto did find a place to stay. Naruto was in bed with one Uncle Mirashi, including one on Sasuke's neck as well. She was already lusting over the blonde, and now to find out that he freed her. Well, Uncle wanted to show him how much she was thankful. And to make things worse, he didn't have a place to stay right now. So she gladly told him to stay over at her place. And she thanked him wonderfully. His time in Outworld and the female servants in Shao Kahn Palace. He had merged with the Kyuubi, and that had brought forward several things, urges, memories, a lot of lust as well. And he could do whatever he wanted to the slave girls at the palace, and the servants, as many of them had non-stop screaming his name, as Naruto was now lying on his back as she lay on his chest. As she didn't know how he had changed so much, but she liked it. There's another reason behind your agreement to stay here, she said, as Naruto raised an eyebrow. Really? It's just, I've hated Orochimaru my entire life, ever since I was dropped right at Konoha gates. No memories of what happened with this accursed seal on me. People thought I was some sort of sleeper agent, so they mocked me in the worst ways. Snake whore, traitor student, snake bitch. What made you stay? Said Naruto, as she felt his strong arms wrapped around her. Where could I go? At the time I had nothing but the clothes on my back, and I was not trusted at all. Freedom away from that damn snake, and not to mention you killed him in the most brutalist way possible by tearing out his soul. And I want to show you how thankful I am. As Naruto lifted her up with one hand, as he placed her on his waist, her body trembled. As he pulled himself up, as he moved her on her neck, he was not touching her, but yet he was just hovering, as she could feel her entire being tremble on him. Well then, said Naruto, as he pushed her down rather violently, as she was already not wearing anything at all. As Naruto got up, I'll take it, he said. Time skip. Hokage's tower. Jiraiya was reacting Hokage at the moment. As a counselor, Jiraiya wanted to know what happened to him in the past month, as he was really hoping that the council would bitch and complain. This would be anymore. He didn't give a damn about their title. Because of the things that he did, he was sure that Chunin was off the table right now, attacking fellow Leaf Shinobis. But he didn't give a damn after slugging Hiruzen like that, and going after King Sasuke as well. You asked me to come for this meeting, said Naruto. Commanded, Danzo said, fixing the word for the young Uzumaki. As Naruto glanced towards him, I don't know who the hell you are, but I don't take orders from you, you old fool, said Naruto. As he turned his head, why the hell am I here? You are here, Naruto, because we wish to know what happened to you in the 1 month that you trained for the exams. Your height, your physique, personality, everything about you has changed. What happened? If you must know, I was with my forefather in the Outworld, a realm that is ruled by the Emperor Shao Kahn, and he was my teacher during his stay in his palace. The council started yelling at him for lying about such nonsense. Enough, said Jiraiya. Naruto, continue. After the preliminaries ended, I sought out Kakashi Hatake to train me for the finals. But the bastard refused, because I was without talent, and I would stain his reputation when I lost. He just wanted to train the goddamn Uchiha. So, I let him train him, because I got a better teacher. That still does quiet, said Naruto. Can't you see I was getting there? Speaking like I don't have any manners yet, you're interrupting me. I'm not done talking. As I had left Kakashi, I was attacked, and that is where I met Shao Kahn, and he told me about our bloodline connection. Bloodline connection? Said Shikaku. Yes. It turns out the Sage of Six Paths was his son. He was taken at birth by Raven to be its protector in case the Emperor decided to invade this realm. Meaning I am the long-line descendant of the Sage, and that you have royal blood in your veins, Hayashi said. I would not believe that claim. There is no way the Kyuubi Jinchuriki have such royal blood. It's a lie, one of the civilians members said. Well, I don't give power. It's unnatural. As Naruto laughed at that, Kurama, or the Kyuubi against Konoha and the Uchiha, another one shouted. As Naruto smiled turned wicked, as Jiraiya noticed that. It seems I will have to cause another massacre that Konoha would be known for, said Naruto. As his eyes roamed over the people that heard what he said, he had plans, but killing these mindless fools, well, does he need to settle things down? So far, Naruto did not attack anyone that did not attack him. The only reason why he attacked Hiruzen was because of what Hiruzen did to him. And as far as he knew, Sasuke was the first one that rushed towards him. But the smile on Naruto's face, it unnerved Jiraiya and everyone else. As look in his eyes, for you and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family.